Well, a lot of people, they look at happiness, and what I'm trying to iron out here is happiness should be something that just runs through your life very smoothly. You know, it shouldn't peak or dip. It should be something that's running very smoothly. So you got a person that may be happy with their paycheck, and they pick up their paycheck, and it's that moment of happiness right there, and then they count their money, and they put some in the bank, or they invest it in any way, and then it's gone. You know, and then they're working the whole rest of the time to get that check again. And everything that they're doing is to get that. That's what makes them happy. Or is happiness, you know, going out and buying a new car. And if you were a millionaire, buying a new car every day of the week, you know.
Well, why should happiness be studied?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out.
Well, surely not. I think the problem that we tend to have, and I know this one well because I've done this, you tend to think happiness is a result. Right? When I finally get the job that I've always wanted, then I'll be happy. And then you get that job, and you're happy for a couple of weeks, but then it just becomes a job, right? Or as Sifu mentioned before, you know, you want the car, so you work all your life, you get the car that you've always wanted. You got the car, and after a couple of months, it just becomes a car. You know, where did happiness go? Anytime you're seeking happiness outside of yourself, it's always temporary, and it's always fleeting. And it lasts only as long as the feeling is there, and then you're off to say, okay, I'm no longer happy with this, now I need this. And it takes more and more things to try to be happy when you're looking outside yourself at happiness. When you're talking about happiness, as Sifu just defined, that consistent happiness through your life, that's how you approach life. Happiness is then something you bring to life through your approach. It's not a result you get from life, but the way you look at it. So that whether you're in the job you want or you just got laid off, you're still at a happy state with who you are and accepting your circumstances. It doesn't mean you like the circumstances you're in, but you're still happy. You're still a happy person. You still approach it joyfully because it's an experience of life that you're going to learn from and bring something to.
But maybe there's not one happiness. Maybe there's a base level.
Oh, there you go.
Where it's steady, and then on top of that, we can have, you know, extra happiness.
So happiness can actually be a con. My father conned me. I remember when I was a little kid. I mean, we all had to cut grass, right? Everybody had to cut grass, or some of you had that experience. Well, for a guy, it's really a big thing, you know, when you're a little kid.
The first time.
Yeah, I can remember my father, you know, and my father conned me. And I didn't realize it until I was older. I realized it, well, you'll know when I realized it, right? So you had to be a certain age to cut the grass, you know. I don't know what age I was when he ate. I don't know what age that is. My father started me. Pull him over, boy. Yeah, my father was a pretty tough guy. So anyway, I can remember, and I was sitting there. I used to watch my father cut the grass all the time. It was so cool. He pulled a long, you know, thing, and it started up, and he, right? And I'm like, wow, I want to do that right now, finally. And my father would say, no, you're not old enough. You got to wait till you're older. You know, more experience. It was just a con, you know. But I was fixated on cutting the grass and doing the like playing with the lawnmower, putting gas. Very manly, very cool thing to do. Here's my dad cutting the grass. And then one day I remember I was around the house. My father goes out with the lawnmower and he goes, "Okay, you're ready." Oh boy, you know. And he says, "Now you got to pour. You take this off, and now be easy pouring." He's making a big thing out of it. But really, he's con. He's making a big now. Don't pour the gas. Don't get any gas on the engine. You know, if you do, you got to wipe that off. Put the top on. Oh, okay. Put it down. Okay, now you got to pull it to start it. You know, boom, boom, start it. Wow. Okay, now you line it up and you cut the grass. You got to cut it even. So I get out there and I go one time. I turn around. One time I turn around. I go, what the hell am I doing? Like I'm here, like this is not cool. Like, what is this? And he had me, and it was gone. So a lot of times we're conned into what we think happiness is. Buy your iPhone, you got to be happy. Buy your new car, you got to be happy.